Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to visit and check out my video. And we're here at Monza in the Huracan EVO2, and just figured I might also just do a setup for it since I've been doing a lot of setups for Monza for all the newer cars. So, I mean, I had one started, I just needed to finish it, and actually I ended up making two setups. So I'll have two setups in the description, two links, and one's kind of a safe setup, and the other one's I'm not going to really say aggressive, but just say more aggressive. So, and that's the one we're going to look at here. We'll jump behind the car. So let's take a look at my lines. Again, speed as far as not is not the forte of this Huracan EVO2. So, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not really worried about that. I want drivability and consistency and what lap times do. So you can see right now my fast is a 148.9. This is the 7th lap. You can, now again, you got to really, with the Huracan, it's to me probably one of the latest braking cars here at Monza. This thing, you got to take advantage of the strengths, and you can brake very late with this car and carry a lot of speed through the corners. So that's what you got to concentrate on doing compared to some other cars that you can't. They got more speed, or they just can't carry the corner speed that this car can. So again, you got to go in pretty deep. I'll show you the timetables. I did like over 25-minute stint. And I think that's the other strength is it's very consistent and holds its pace. So again, a very strong plus to have when you're in a race. Obviously, I'll take that all day long over a hot lap, and then it falls off. Again, you got to go. I'm going in a little bit deeper probably than any other car in ACC, really. That was my fast lap at a 148.46. You see the speeds like 170. So again, on the low side, but I'm not gonna. I mean, not terribly low, but it is on the low side. I mean, it's like 1 mile an hour slower than the Porsche. Um, so and probably like 3 mile an hour slower to a lot of other cars. So again, but I'm not going to worry about it because it drove really good. Of course, obviously no drafting, but it drove really good and kept the pace. Now let's look at the timetables, and I'll just show you. And you can see here, like there's almost a tenth here, and there's over a tenth there. So it could have been a lower. I mean, if you put all these fast sectors, it could have been probably a 48.3 something. So again, there's a little bit more time there. And that's for me, that's not that bad. And I think it's on pace with a lot of other vehicles. But again, you have to drive it a little bit more aggressive in the braking zones, but keep your corner speed up. Don't slow down so much that you have no corner speed. You got to keep your corner speed up, and that's the advantage of the Huracan. It's it just the speed might not be as just there with some of the other cars, but it's got a lot of other things. So and you can see I ran all these is one pace, so I ran like over 25 minutes, and of course this isn't the first. I was working on the setup again multiple times as far as how many stints I was doing, but I just reset it to start over, and you can see that it again in the beginning it has some understeer, so be aware of it until when the tires start coming in, it just starts dropping, dropping, dropping. You drop 5, 6, 7, 8 tenths at a time as the front, things start coming in, and then pretty soon you're running, mid 48s. That was the fast lap there, And then you can see it, everything after that is all within a couple tenths. I mean, 48.7, 48.5, 48.8, 48.5, 48.7, 48.6, and 48.6. So again, it's all right there. And I think it's the wear is very good on the tires. Um, and I think, it could keep doing that. I think it would stay within that couple tenths even for, another 10 minutes or so. So again, I think for a stint, um, you know, if you have the longer the stint, the better this would be compared to some of the other cars. I'm not saying it doesn't fall off. They all fall off, but I don't think this would fall off as much. So let's go over to setup. And again, like I said, there is a safe setup that's a little bit more weighing and things like that. Now it was about uh, not even 2 tenths slower, a little bit, not even. So again, it's a little slower. It's got more wing in it, more downforce, but again, a little slower on the straightaway. But it might be work better if you have the conditions that warrant it, or maybe you just like the feeling of that, and because you can't, too hard to keep a hold of as far as it being a little more rotation, a little looser. So you might want a little bit more consistency or grip, or maybe the track is going to be green or wet in the beginning and then turn as it goes. You might rather have that because it's going to have a little bit more downforce on it. So again, I'll put both of those setups in the description. So we got 25.5 left front, 25.4 left rear, 26.5 right front, and 26.2 right rear. Toes negative -0.1 with the camber at negative 3.4 on the left front, negative 3.2 on the right front, and the caster at 13. The toe on the rear is a positive zero point 0.1 with the camber at negative 2.9 on the left rear and negative 2.7 on the right rear. Electronics are 3, 3, 3, and 5. Um, Again, you can turn this to 1. I did have this on 1 when I started, so that might have also helped with more understeer. And I turned it to 3 and I changed it when I came back. So again, but the nice thing about that is it helped the car turn these, a lot of these mid corner. It pulled the car in just a little bit, and I think it kept it more consistent that way. So again, I kind of like that, just a little bit of engine braking. So I kind of like the map 3. Fuel economy, fuel 55 liters, front brake pads 1, and of course, like I said, tire wear was very, very good. Any roll bars 5, brake bias is 60. You can go down to 59, not even a problem, even a little lower than that. Steering all the way down. Spring on the front is 190,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 3 on the left front. On the right front, the spring is 167,000 with a bump stop rate of 500 and a bump stop range of 5. On the rear, the left rear, the spring's 164,000 with a bump stop rate of 900 and a bump stop range of 15. And on the right rear, the spring's 154,000 with a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 24. Anti-roll bar is 4 and the preload is 110. So again, this car's got some good rotation in it, and it just keeps it that way on all these fast right-handers, the sweepers, and things like that. Um, Again, in the last corner, you definitely got to be. It rotates really good, but you can go in really deep there, and again, just try to let the car work on its own, not force it, and let the car, open it up so you can keep as much momentum through there as possible. Shocks on the front are 16, 18, 30, and 25. And on the rear, they're 13, 20, 18, and 28. And again, one of the better, as far as the aggressive setup, one of the better shock, almost looks like they definitely tuned it with Motec because it wasn't that bad. But again, I'm changing things and doing this and doing that. So I readjusted it, but it wasn't like it was night and day difference. I mean, it had a good base setting anyway, and basically just adjusted it accordingly to my setup. Aero got 55 in the front, 60 in the rear with a 3 wing and a 3 in the brake ducts, and the front aero variation is a 4.4 to the positive. So again, here on all my setups, the only thing here, I mean, if it was raining, I would probably go with the other setup, and it has well, it doesn't have the exact same setup on this page because it's got a lot more downforce and some more ride height. but I would probably just maybe, if it was just light rain, I'd leave it alone. And if it was heavy rain, I would probably just go up one click on the front, and that's it. I wouldn't do nothing else. Now that's on the other setup. You could do that here also. If it was just some really light rain, just, not real bad, you might be able to get away with just raising the front one click and leave everything else alone. Because that would, take just a teeny bit more aero variation out of it, but you'd still have some straightaway speed. So again, but I would only do that if it's a very light type rain, and then it's going to be okay after that. Each track might be green, so you might, be again struggle a little bit there. So you'd have to decide what you like between. I would try both setups and see what fits what bill. As far as it, of course, the track temperature is 23, and I always keep it between 22 and 24 on all my setups. So, anything you see, unless I specifically say otherwise. So again, that's the setup for this, for the Evo 2. And, of course, I'm working on some other ones. And again, I will leave both the links in the description. Again, all my setups are for free for you to try. And again, I just appreciate a like and subscribe. It really helped my channel out. And of course, I've been doing this with ACC since the beginning. So for over 4 years now. And again, any comments or feedback are great. I love talking to all my sim racing friends. And I do have a Discord, and I'll put that link in there also, which these setups will go over there also in the Huracan EVO2 category. So again, I have things as I'm doing them go over there on my Discord channel. And of course, I do have a PayPal if you want to help support the channel that way. And again, thank you so much to everybody that has, Mark and Stu and Joseph. And I just appreciate everybody that contributes, and special thanks to them. And again, I hope y'all come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.